Well, don't look now, but our friends who were hiding in the trees are back for more. Go on, give that axe a twirl.
Got room for me behind there?
So long as you don't break nothing. See what my touch sprung?
Adequate.
Adequate? You know what's adequate? That footwork is different shit. Hey, your paw can kill. You gonna learn to do that too?
I'm not sure.
This road, it leads to the mountain.
Should put you in the right direction, sure. Want to see my wares again? What's it gonna be this time? Best of luck with all the rampaging.
Brock,
Fuck else you need?
how come your brother's got half your brand?
'Cause I ain't in a working relationship with that footlicker no more. I wasn't about to let him use it without me, and he likewise. Only thing to do was split the brand 50-50 down the middle. Guess that was the last thing we saw eye to eye on. What, you want a hug? Hit the road.
Sorry.
Come.
It was nice meeting you, Brock. I'll be thinking of a name for your beast.
God of War, so I didn't actually talk at all in the last video because it was mostly cutscene with that dwarven guy and just a short fighting scene with a whole lot of talking to your son. So in this one, we're still going to have quite a bit of talking to your son, and we also want to make sure that we don't throw the axe to that weird gear to the left. You want to throw it right smack in the middle. So these weird chain controls can be... Actually, who am I kidding? I was just being stupid. No, the getting onto some of the stuff where you go up to it and you push circle. I know that this game is trying to keep you all enticed inside of the world, and it does that by trying to hide as many menu options as possible.
I did.
People are one thing. Everything else you fight. Until I say stop or we are dead. Understand? Pull your weight or we go home.
I understand.
Good then.
But what actually usually happens is that you just end up doing weird things when you go up there pushing circle too quickly or too early. In fact, there's even a time later on where I walk up to a chest but the little circle won't show up, so I can't actually open it. And I had to do a trick that I did all the way back in Oblivion, which was create a save file, create a new save, reload the new save, and then it worked. And that's exactly what I would do in Oblivion whenever I'd run into a weird glitch. You'd create a new save file, reload from that save, and then the glitch is usually fixed. So this room is sure a fun one. There are a bunch of chests we're going to be getting, and there's one behind me that I can't remember if I get on video or not, but to get the one behind me, you just got to open up the door a little bit more that we had closed there, and then we're going to be hitting this circular thing that raises the spiky ceiling and jumping over here and then running into the enemies. Make sure you do not get your axe back here, but I think you actually could drop the ceiling on these guys if you so desired. As I've said before, since we're using bare-handed attacks, you can also push R2, which will Spartan kick, and you can kick them off that edge behind you there just to make things a little bit easier. But I'm going to be doing things the hard way, trying to kill them, I guess, the fun way. I think I'm having some kind of thought, because I haven't looked at the trophies very in-depth yet. I'm having some kind of thought that surely there's a trophy for getting a bunch of like stun kills or, you know, just killing a bunch of monsters in general. I don't know. Usually there's a trophy like that for a game like these. Don't hit the spikes. If you hit the spikes, you will take damage. You don't take a whole lot of damage, but it's still damage anyway. And we're going to have to deal with a few more of these Striker over here, and this time we can use our axe if we want to, but I'm just going to try to stun kill these guys. It's not really too hard to get their stun meter built up, especially later on you can get some really powerful perk combos. So right there, took some damage. I was getting a little bit worried that I was going to die because this guy was on fire, and luckily I put him out, but got him stunned, killed him, and then we're good to go. Health may be an issue for you in this game at first, especially depending on the difficulty that you're playing on. Don't be afraid to pick up health pickups. It's not really worth just leaving them there either, even if you have a sliver, unless the area you know that you're going to be in is a definite combat area, because chances are you're not going to come running back. Each time you die, you get your health fully regenerated, so oftentimes you'll probably die just because you ran into a fight with a sliver of health that you had left from a previous fight. And when you die, which will happen in one hit in that scenario, then you'll reload the checkpoint and you'll have full health again. So it kind of makes me realize some games that give you your full health regen after a battle ends, they probably do that because if you die after a battle, they just give it to you anyway, so may as well get that out of the way early, right? So, I don't know, it's kind of, the health bar issue is kind of a hard thing to solve because you have the issue with the older games where it's just pretty dang hard with the kind of health bar systems that they had, or you have all these newer games that really don't have a health bar, and challenge has to come from other places. But the most challenging game that we kind of consider out there is Dark Souls. Well, I don't know if Dark Souls is that hard. I think it's just got a steep learning curve, and Dark Souls definitely has a health bar. But there are other games like puzzle games that are also pretty hard too, and they don't have any health bars whatsoever, so I don't know what the answer is. Anyway, there's going to be all kinds of stuff we're going to collect once we finally defeat the final Reaver, I think is the name of that thing, Reaver or Marauder, something like that. And then we can use our axe to freeze up this contraption in the corner there. Now, if you notice me looking around, I'm trying to glance to give myself a slight reminder on where all of the, what are they called, the runes are. We want to get all of the runes, and there's another door. But there, that I'm going to be opening up the hard way for some odd reason. And there's going to be 3 runes in a chest up above us that we're going to want to collect. And Atreus is going to be a freaking genius and just run across as the ceiling is falling. Luckily, he can't really die to anything that you do, so you don't really have to worry too much about him. We're pretty nice with this massive game of an escort mission by making him not really the worst escort, but I think they've figured that out since The Last of Us, and even that Enslaved Odyssey to the West game did a pretty good job with that, and that was way before The Last of Us. Anyway, there's a rune up to the top right that we saw, that we glimpsed at a second ago, and then there's going to be one hidden behind, kind of up in that alcove there. And we can get that one a little bit differently than I'm going to be getting it. I'm going to be doing it the hard way because it's kind of fun. So the hard way is to keep the ceiling up and then aim correctly at getting this thing to come all the way back around. Aiming on a controller for me is, especially a PlayStation controller, is just kind of rough right now. I'm getting better at it though. I haven't played on a console in such a long time. I'm so used to using a mouse. I'm not used to aiming with an analog stick, so I'm just trying to get used to the game. Really, I forget that console games do so much of the aiming for you, and you'll see that in this game as you aim for stuff. When the axe comes back, it's going to automatically destroy something for you. If you are aiming for the face, it's going to kind of auto-aim a little bit onto their precision spots, they call it, where you can get headshots when you throw axes at enemies. So it's kind of fun in that way. So we're going to need to get the 3rd and final rune, and this one is up above us, and I'm trying to figure out if we can actually jump over here, but I don't think that we can. And in fact, no, we can't jump over here on the way back for some strange reason. Now, the rune order, I want to say, is not at all indicative of where you're going to find the rune. So we found the first and the last rune. That doesn't mean the last one is, or the middle one is going to be, you know, in the middle here. So don't use that on any way to test what you're doing. And I must have been confusing myself on where the rune was because it's right above us, but for some reason I kept throwing my axe at that chest there. So anyway, sorry about that. I could have cut that out. We're going to come up here and then grab our axe, let the ceiling fall all the way down. And we're going to see the rune pretty much on the other side of us from the way we are facing right now. And we'll get to it here in a second. Once the ceiling falls, we'll jump onto the ceiling and then go destroy the rune. It's hidden behind a couple of wall boards, and it'll be to our left. There's also a couple of healing crystals, and it's right up there shining its way, so you can hit it without raising the ceiling up if you so desire. The path behind us will take us to that K rune, or the N rune, whatever that rune was up in that kind of hidden room that's behind us, and there's also some stuff over in the hidden room. But this is a horn, which does the same thing as those apples, but there are still 9 of them. You need 3. What they do is they raise your total rage meter. So once you get 3 of those, your rage meter will go up, and you'll get this little kind of notch, which means you can activate your rage at the notch, but if you get more, you'll have longer rage. That's going to be it for this video.
Wow. Never been this close to the mountain before. Looks so big. I wish Mom was here to see it.
Come, boy.
Ooh, good find. Hey, look at that. What is it?
Boy,
Look, there are runes written along the side.
what does it say?
As we are, we two, we three. As I alone can never be.
A riddle.
Maybe there's a clue around here. Seems like maybe those rings should be turning. The rings are turning! Come back down. Still doesn't look like anything. I think that part's right. Close. Still not seeing it. That's it. I see runes.
Boy, what do those runes say?
Oh, it says family. That's not a clue. It's the answer. What I alone can never be. Right?
Use your knife and trace the runes into the sand.
Really? Kinslow. Something happened! It worked! I'm happy we met Brock, but I'm happier we're leaving this place.
It is behind us now.